better put down the coffee because it's showtime. Hey, how are you? I changed my shirt, got rid of my hat, got some more coffee, had a sandwich. All right, the big show was a glaring success. Look at this. Where is it? No, that's not it. Look at this stuff. Jesus, the stuff. This could be a huge box to send that out. Okay, where's the head? There's the head. This is the time of day when I usually get my figures updated on this virus thing that's going around. And let's carry it to the next level. I'm going to close about 100 windows, so bear with me. Because we need to work our way through what's coming down the road, okay? All right, there's a screen. And, okay, there's a screen. So what can we see? Here's my spreadsheet. I got a spreadsheet for everything. I got a spreadsheet that lists spreadsheets. Okay, that's ready. So let's get updated on the figures here. I need outside mainland. Let's see, global. This is the Johns Hopkins site. Reload that. And the world meters, which seems to be a little faster than Johns Hopkins. We'll reload that. Okay, let's get some data added in, see where the hell we are. That's not it. Don't want that. Okay, this is the 4th of April. Okay, good. I'm going to copy these figures down because it'll carry all the formulas with it. And then I just add in what we got for totals for the day. Okay, 1274, 923. 1274, 923. Oh, wow, look at that. Now, I usually update these figures. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. I usually update these figures about 9 o'clock. And it's 12:30, so we're probably into some of these figures are from the next day. This is down. Still growing, but a little bit slower. 6% gain. Look at that. Okay, let's do a check on this. 6% gain day on day. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, there we go. This goes back, a couple of months, 40 data points, so a month and a week and a half or so. So, what my starting point? Yeah, late February. Yeah. Now, early on, these figures are mostly China. Their books are cooked. We know that. But then the outside world took over. So most of this is outside China. And look what's happening, because a lot of countries are keeping their distance. They're in lockdown. They're keeping the people home. And the growth, although still going up, is not going up as fast. And this is 6% change, 6% increase in the number of cases for today. That's really good. Okay, the next figure, that's the doom figure, 69,479 deaths. 69,479 deaths. Okay, that's not good. It's still up. We're still climbing on the deaths. Yeah, it's still climbing. Now, there's always a lag here, okay? This is the new cases. These are people who just got sick, and it takes a while for them to progress in the disease to the point they become a severe case and develop those life-threatening issues that end up over here in the death column. Okay, how many have recovered? And you probably can only see part way over. It's 264.84. So 264.84. And again, you got a lag, right? Because you get sick on Tuesday, 10 days later, you get into life-threatening situations. Maybe it takes 3 weeks before you recover. So that number is still climbing, which is good, but we're not seeing a decrease in the deaths. Okay, outside China, that's going to be this column. And for that, I use COVID-19info.live. Outside main China, 1195 003. 1195 003. Okay, we have a 6.6% gain as opposed to 9.8 yesterday. It's still going up, but geez, it's 25,000 fewer cases than yesterday. So there's some good news. It's still growing, but not as fast. And I got this column here, which is a doubling time. So I'm on 1195, which is going to be 600,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 days, 7 days. There we go. So the doubling time, early on, outside China, it was 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, some intermixing in there, 4 or 5, probably 4.5 days. And then we had a lot of 5s for a long time. And then this happened. We went to 6 days, 6 days, 6 days. The doubling time is taking longer. Now we're in 7s and 8s, and it's probably 7.5 is probably the number for here. It's taking longer. Let's look at the U.S. daily. Okay, where are you here? You are here, April 5. All right, and I'm going to use world meters, 336, 830, a horrid number. 336, 830. All right, what's that doing now? Let's take a look. Oh, God, it's beautiful. That's a good number. That's a gain of 25,000 cases. Yesterday was 33,000. The day before, 32, 29. It's still growing. I can't say it's slowing, but it's not growing as fast. That's 8.2% case gain as opposed to 12 or 13. This is what it's been doing. Let's go back to March 2nd here and show you this graph. Can we see this, by the way? Yeah. Okay, you can see what I can see. Go back over here, graph it. So this is the percentage gain day on day. And you probably can't see. I got to slide it over. This is the percent gain in the number of cases each day. And it's been between 20 and 30 and plenty of times way above 30. But let's see, on the 16th, which is going to be which figure? 4708. No, wait. 24%, 12 by 36, 46. So right here, right around here, 16, 17, right around here is when we started shutting stuff down. And we also got a lot more testing involved here. And the trend, this is the important one, is the trend is for a slower growth. Still going up, but not growing up as quickly. This is what's happening. This is good news. And yeah, I'll take any bit of good news I can get, man, on this thing. All right, 336 is 150 plus 18, 168. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, 6-day doubling time. Oh, good. It's been running 2 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 2.5, 3 days, 2 days. And then back here on the 25th, we started seeing some places shutting down, right? They were shutting down around the 15th and 16th. I said they would, and they did. And yeah, it's working beautiful. And it takes a while for the changes in our behavior to affect the disease counts, because a lot of these people, they may have caught it on the 15th and not showing symptoms for a couple of weeks, right? And they're walking around spreading it, perhaps. They're going to the store and spreading it, perhaps. And not everything is locked down. We got 50 different states and 50 different ways of doing things, but it's been creeping up. 4 days, then 5 days. Now we're at 6. Okay, that's good news. Hopefully we keep on slowing this down. The more time we buy, the better off things are going to be. Keep those hospitals from getting buried. Okay, let's see. Where are you here? Let's update this. And I got to drag that over, drop it down. Keeps my figure, which is right. Okay, you got 25,000 gain, 8.2. Now, the way I was doing this is using, for this column, right? Using this as the, let me click one, the number of cases from 7 days ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this column, G, is the number of cases from 7 days ago. Now, what I did to change it was follow the actual, because once it goes to yellow, these are the actual counts, whereas the white is a projected count. And I've been tracking the difference between the actual gain and the projected gain. And this is what's been happening, is here, the percent difference. All right. It was kind of close, way over, got way over. This is when the extra testing came into play, and you saw, double the counts of what they should have been, what they were. But on the 27th, we started to see this difference where they went negative. We were falling short of the projection. Only a few percent of the start, but 28, 46, 52, 55, 60, 65, 68, 72, 82. This is continually getting better. Let me graph this one and show you, give you a better look at it. Okay, there you go. Now I'll finish that button. Let's see if I can make this stretch. There we go. So this is the difference between what I projected using the 7-day cases, the number of cases 7 days ago being the number of expected new cases. And right around here, we had more testing, so it went through the roof. Okay, that's understandable. Lately, in the past week, it's been lower, and not by a small amount. Now we're up, what are we, 60, 80% shorter? Okay, watch this. We can now track a projection based on this. So I'm taking in these numbers, I'm still using that 7-day previous figure, but I'm adding in this column over here, column A, which is a constant. I've got 70%. Okay, we're tracking beyond that right now. So we shouldn't see that many cases. We should see 70% of those cases. And let's see, we had, we should have had yesterday 142,000 additional cases times 0.7. But we were a bit short. Wait, stop this. Let me do this. Equals 0.7 times 142 equals. So we should have had 99,000 cases if we were following that same pattern established, in the first 3 weeks of this thing. But now we're short, and 70% of it would be 99, but we only had 25. Yeah, there's a bit of a difference there. Let's see. Okay, my numbers are fucked. All right, this whole thing needs a lot of work. Why would it be 95 if it's... I've got... Okay, that's my problem right there. This is 0.7, so my figure needs to reflect... Okay, equals... If it's a 70% reduction... Okay, so I've got E38, which is here, minus that, D31. So it needs to be 1 minus A38 times D31. There. That's what it should be. Let's see, what would this number, this is an imaginary number here. What's this number? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to have to rethink this. This is what it should be. And that's 1, that's previous case, times 1 minus this equals that. Right? And then what the hell is this number? Okay, that's a made-up number right now. Okay, this needs to be rethought. Let me put it as orange, so that needs attention, and this number's nothing. Let's get that out of here. Okay, there. The projections still need some work, and now we'll see how the hell that works out. Okay, so what's our daily? 8.2% growth. It's a whole lot better than 30, 40, 50, 60, and it's definitely slowing down. Okay, where's the rainbow page? Here we go. Now, I've been saying that around 800,000 cases, the hospitals are going to be full. And when we were running a 2 and 3 day doubling time on that, that would put it at about April 10. But we're at April 6th right now, and we haven't come up to this one. And we'll be another 2 or 3 days before we get to there and see what this number is doing. Because this page is a straight doubling. 100, 200, 400, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512. That's a straight doubling. So if we see some bigger numbers here, that's going to push that figure up. But we know these hospitals are having trouble right now. They're building more capacity, but it's hard to get the staffing for those. Well, we'll give it time. Yeah, it's just plain ugly all the way around, but it's not as ugly as it was looking a week ago. Up to 183 countries. The Falklands just picked up a case. They've got their first case down there. Oh, no, they got 2 cases. Maybe it's a husband and wife. I don't know. All right. Now, the Johns Hopkins site has, some really neat visuals on here. They got it for the U.S. They got it broken up by county. Where there is a county infection, they give you a figure for that. Here's Telfair County in Georgia. But it's making the map start to really turn red. You got some hot spots would be, New York, Boston, New England, right? Philadelphia's up there. You got Chicago, Detroit, right? Louisiana has been picking up. Well, this is all fallout from Mardi Gras. You get a lot of stuff in South Florida and West Coast. You got, what do you got? Los Angeles, San Francisco. And Seattle's not, around Washington, that's not throwing up quite as much fuss as it was earlier on, which is good. But you still got some voids, right? Iowa, center of Iowa, it's farm country. They don't get around much anyway, right? Nebraska, a whole lot of empty spaces. A lot of these states don't have much for people in them. Nevada, you got Vegas, you got Reno. What else you got? Carson City. The rest of it's just, caves. Okay, that's helping some. Yeah, it's not going to be a 2-month shutdown. It's not going to be the kids are out of school for 2 weeks. It's going to be months and months. Let me pull up. Where's that picture I got here? Let's see. Where the hell is it? Here it is. You are here. And at this point, we can pick that arrow up to about 3 points above the x-axis, if this ever shows up. Yeah, this arrow should be pointing down at about 3 pixels above the x-axis. So let's get in there and look at how many pixels that is. 3 pixels. You can have a look. The thickness of the arrow is like 10 pixels. And where are we? We are 3 pixels above. So that puts us about the center of that brown line. That's where we are. And this is where we need to be. This is about 1/3 of the population being sick at any given time. And it's going to take 9 to 18 months to get through this thing. It ain't going to be no quickie. Hell no. So what do we need to do? We need to look at ways of mitigating our troubles. Everybody's got troubles. Where the hell's there's the chat. I can find the chat again. Here's the face. I get coffee. I'm going to hit that. Nope. I expectorated some stuff. We're going to have troubles. A lot of people are going to have a lot of troubles. Half the people in the country typically don't have $500 in their bank account. Okay. Something like 3/4 can't come up with $1,000 on short notice. And now we've got 1/3 of the people are out of work because they're shutting it all down. Well, we either shut it down or let 30, 40 million people die. What's your choice? I think the government's not quite being honest in fully disclosing their projections of the serious nature of this disease. It's not how many people it's going to kill. We figure that's going to be about 1 to 2%. And I'm not able to nail the figures down better than that. But if we overwhelm the hospitals, it can go higher, perhaps 5 or 10% even, depending on location, available resources in that location. Looks like New York City is being favored. They're getting all the headlines. And of course, well, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Let's send them a ship. Let's build them something in Central Park. Let's send them a lot of help and make sure the world sees it. Yeah, there's some publicity grandstanding going on for sure. I don't think they sent anything down here to this little place, but we got 10 cases in the county right now. Yep. It can be 30 million. Okay, let's get over here. Let's justify those figures. Where's the screen? Here we go. And pull up my sheet. Here's a simple data on this one. Let's shrink that down, see if we can see it. Okay, get your head out of the way, Ken. Is that one? There it is. There's that one. And there we go. One more. Stop. Mouse is stuck. Okay. We got a high estimate is up here, and a low estimate is down there. And let me explain these columns. You got the population of the given area. Here's the areas: world, Asia, Africa, Europe, North and South America, U.S. Here's Florida, my county, and this little town. Okay, population. Make that bigger. 7.7 billion people in the world. All right, plenty of them. How many in the county? 60,000. Some people have more than that many in the building they work in. That's where I live. There's some coffee. There's my little town. 850 people, and I don't want to know 849 of them. Okay. AR, this is the attack rate. This is what portion of the population is going to get sick the way we're doing things now. And honestly, we have to get out. We have to get to the store. We have to get supplies because 325 million people don't all have a year and a half of groceries at home. Then you got to have people that are manning the hospitals, manning the fire stations, manning the police, manning the supermarkets, running the trucks, handling the fuel stations. A lot of the stuff still needs to operate. And then they go home and there's the wife and the kids. And what? You got a 17-year-old kid, you're going to keep him contained? That's hard enough when you tell them. And it's regular out there. But we've got a lot of estimates are saying 85% is possible. 70% is what I'm using as the high estimate. Okay, that's the high estimate. And 70% of the people get sick. The low estimate says 30%. Well, I got to tell you, I have no faith whatsoever that the low estimate has any bearing in the expected reality. Really, we can expect 70%. It's what it comes down to is how quickly or how long it takes for those 70% to become ill. To get ill all at the same time, we get a short pulse, something like this. Oh, no, I can't reshape that unless let me open, okay, where's that? Let me edit that. Let me explain this. Okay. Let me select that. Let me zoom out just a little bit. There we go. That didn't work. Let me move stuff around. I'm kind of doing this on the fly, so I'm really not ready. I'm never ready. Okay. If we go with the idea of just let everybody loose, right? Let them go do their thing, whatever their thing may be, and don't try to save anybody's lives. We're going to, where to go? We're going to see a shorter time, but a higher peak. Now, if we go with trying to keep people home, social distancing, wear a mask all the way around, it'll take a longer time, but we'll have a shorter peak. But no matter how you slice it, the area under the graph is still the same. So we want to have it, well, hopefully the peak of the graph is down below where the hospital is going to handle it. Problem is the hospital line is actually, let's see, right about here. This is what the hospital is going to handle. And it's when we go above that blue line, that's when the case fatality rate starts to climb. That's what they're talking about, is reduce the curve, shrink the curve, extend the time, and get that peak number of cases down as far as possible. That's what they're talking about. So this curve represents time from right to left, and as the further you go to the right, the longer the time frame. And the y-axis up here, this is how many cases there are at any given time. So we want to have as few cases as possible, which means we have to extend the time. I'm always talking about that doubling time. All right, let's get this back to the way it was. And it's that funny little column I keep showing saying, aha, look, it's taking 6 days to double the number of cases. I want to see this keep on growing to 8, 10, 12, 20, 30. Geez, that'd be beautiful. Because if we don't, then we're going to be pulling some pretty damn big numbers pretty damn quick. Once you get to 1 million people, what are we projected at? Sometime this month, we'll have 1 million cases in the U.S. It could be less than 10 days from now. Ideally, we can stretch that out and pick up another week and put it up here. Well, the difference there, if we can push that up, is going from 3 million cases down to 1 million cases. That saves a lot of lives, or at least gives us a chance to keep people going in these hospitals. That's the whole point to that. Okay, where was I? Let me find my way home. Okay, let's see. Home, head. There's my head. So we got a lot of time. We're going to be screwed with this thing. We're going to be stuck with it. And with so many people out of work, we're going to have some economic turmoil. They're going to give us $1,200. What's that? Groceries for how many months? You got 4 kids, your grandmother, a dog, a cat, 2 horses. It's not going to go very far. The USDA says what? $40 per week is about right for most people. $40 a week for $1,200, you get 30 weeks. 30 weeks, that's, well, you got to have electricity, you got to have water, you got to have a vehicle, fuel, auto insurance. Are they going to cancel auto insurance so we can get to the grocery store? How do we keep up our mortgage payments, loan payments, consumer debt? How do we handle all this without an income? And we need to look at how we're going to create an income at home. And everybody here has a computer, so, well, there's a chance. We've got a start. And how to supplement our income so we can buy food and groceries and, at least keep the lights on and the internet on and the car with enough fuel to get to the store and back. Let's see. Hector says, in Mariposa County, California, it was reported 0 cases, 0 deaths, but reported to the news media. Okay, there's the hospitals report to the state health departments, and the health departments, they send them into the national. Yeah, there's a system in place. But Joe Blow, who was sitting at home on his couch coughing up blood, didn't go to the hospital. He's not reported. Okay, Travis is talking about the law of unintended consequences. Yeah, this is what I'm getting into, is our troubles. We have to find a way to pay our bills, to handle our affairs, to develop that secondary income such that we don't suffer as badly or for as long. And the whole idea is we have to get this nation back up on its feet when this thing is all done, all over and done with. 30 million people unemployed. We're taking on some tremendous debt to give everybody a check for $1,200. We're bailing out the airlines who, ain't nobody going to fly for a long time. They can sell shares. I don't know why the hell we're freaking bailing out an airline. That entire CARES bill, that just screams of corruption. Why are we sending $25 million to the Kennedy Center? We got a tremendous pandemic. So the Democrats say, oh my God, we have to fund the Kennedy Center. Why? They just did $100 million renovation, right? And half of that they got from private donations. Funny, it came from the CEO of the chairman of the board for the Kennedy Center, who also happens to be the CEO of what the hell was it? The Committee for the Council of Foreign Relations. Oh, let me show. This is hilarious. Let me type in Kennedy Center. Kennedy Center. Here is the Kennedy Center. I'll pull it up on Wikipedia because it's easy. All right. So here's the screen. Kennedy Center, big building down in Washington, D.C., right? They got ballet people, they got singing people, they got all this stuff. Okay, over here. And we got the, come on, I got 16 things I'm clicking on here at the same time. All right, what do you got here? Address, location, coordinate, owner, United States government, okay, operator. David Rubenstein, chairman. Who's David Rubenstein? Rubenstein? Okay, he's the chairman of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, and they just got a $25 million in funding for renovations. Of course, they just did some freaking renovations, and Rubenstein donated 50 of the 100 million for that. Okay, here's Rubenstein. What's Rubenstein do, by the way? Look, he's the chairman of the Council of Foreign Relations. And the co-founder and co-executive chairman of the Carlyle Group. He's got a net worth of $3.4 billion. Why the fuck are we bailing out the Kennedy Center? They can bail themselves out. This reeks of corruption. You're going to see this money being redirected in 10 different ways. Probably the people that are doing renovations operate a company that just manages renovations, and they skim some percentage off the top. This is grease. That's what that is. Our government is taking our tax dollars and throwing them away, just shoveling them into a hopper. Let's see. Here's the screen. This is why that funding bill, it's total malarkey. Let's see. There's the face. It's complete bullshit. It's not helping the Kennedy Center. It's got nothing to do with disease. It's got nothing to do with helping out the people on the bottom. So, well, we need to clean the hell out of that. Anybody who's been in office for more than 20 minutes, you can figure they're corrupt. Get them gone. Let's see. So unintended consequences. Yeah, we're not going to get any more help from the government if they're just throwing the cash away like that. We can figure we are the least of their problems. We're the least of their worries. So we have to look out for ourselves. If we're gonna rebuild our lives, we have to come up with these ways and do it ourselves. They can use that bootleg money. Oh, they got plenty, man. Nobody pulling you over. Don't have to worry about insurance. Gee, shouldn't they cut insurance rates? We can't go anywhere. You can't cross the state line of Florida. Well, we can come in if we have a Florida ID, but ain't nobody else coming in. Where the hell are we going to go? There's a third of the people in traffic right now. A whole lot less chance of risk. I think I'll write my congressman and my car insurance company. See above the unintended consequences. Random drunken thought. All right, let's catch up. Travis says, keep in mind that not everything is directly relatable. For example, and this is just my theory on why liquor stores are considered essential. Dude, you don't need people, getting DTs and flipping out. We got a lot of alcoholics in the country. These things have to be serviced. What about the drug guys? What about the drug addicts? Do we need to keep that going? Because these people are going to lose their shit for sure. Uh, Again, we're going to see some troubles. We're going to see a little more crime, some more violence coming into the system here. Borders closed and alcoholics without their addiction needs being met. Make your own. Moonshine. Dude, we need moonshine. That's what that's all about. The hospitals would be overrun. They'll put them on a boat. They'll fill up the high schools. Yeah. Alcohol, dude, has been part of our heritage and our history, not just in the U.S., but in civilization for thousands of years. It's one of the first things they figured out. Dude, I made some freaking juice, but I forgot I made it, and it kind of went funky. But try it out. I had some. Feel pretty good about it. Yeah, they figured out the booze real quick, and they probably just ran out of water and had to drink something. And what do you know? They became invisible and super strength and wicked popular all at once. And booze was invented. Yeah, I usually don't get involved in politics, but Crafty Dragon freaking nails it. It's got nothing to do with politics. What is it? The Clowen Priven, whatever the hell it is, bankrupt the U.S., completely bankrupt the U.S., and then we'll have to change our form of government. This is why I say our republic is at risk. If you destroy the economy, we can lose our republic. And we're one of the last bastions of freedom in the world. It's going to be tough. So, we have to get our country going again. And the only way to do it is one at a time. Everybody, we have to look out for ourselves. And as best we can, we have to look out for each other. How the hell we do this? We get a lot of information freely available to learn and take the time that we have available. And we're talking, probably 6 months. Far Fignugan? Far from Mugen. Far fucking groovin'. Really, Frank, that was like the 80s. And it didn't work then. Yeah, that fucking groovin'. The Fed is on shaky ground. Dude, they've always been on shaky ground. What's it, almost 100 years since the stock market crashed at 29. And the economy really wasn't all that strong before that. Then we got into the war as supposedly the only way to get ourselves out of a depression, and we just went deeper in debt. I think Kissinger was right when he put the petroleum trade on American dollars and gave the dollar a future. Let's figure the economics are going to be pretty frigged up for a while. I'm not an economist. I just know that there's numbers out there floating around that probably don't make sense to a lot of people who know what sort of sense they should make. That's the sort of thing I hear about. I can't imagine the airlines being worth salvaging if they have no friggin' future. What, are you going to fly to China? Are you? Why would you bail that out? You're going to go on a cruise? The cruise lines are asking for a bailout. Well, here's a ship over here. It's registered the Bahamas. They want a U.S. Go to Bahamas. You wanted to get out of freaking paying taxes, so you registered your boat in the Bahamas. You don't get a bailout. Get it? If you like, we'll give you $150 for the damn boat, and we'd use it for torpedo practice. Otherwise, those cruise ships would make a pretty handy hospital. I'm just saying, they could be handy. Staffing them would be a trick. Just about impossible, but there's a lot of foreign nations out there who need any infrastructure. Look, you got beds, you got internal plumbing, you got a kitchen, you got a place for the staff to sleep and eat. Maybe they'll just eat coconuts, I don't know. But there's an option. There are uses for those boats. But Crafty says cottage industry is about the only option at this point. We have all this information available. And it's not just cottage industry, cottage markets. Do we do the Pol Pot thing and go back to the farms after Vietnam, Cambodia, Pol Pot comes in. He wants everybody to return to the lands and reestablish agriculture. Are you in any way trying to compete with industrialized agriculture in other parts of the world, Paul? No. But industrialized agriculture has a problem right now in that it's deeply seated in borrowing and economics, in globalization. These are things that will have a hard time for a while. I doubt anybody's going to buy anything from China for a long time. That's a punishment coming down the road. Rough grass on small business, sole proprietor that cannot survive. Even with short-term businesses, which have to be paid back loans, most are doomed and can't recover. There are services that cost nothing to perform. You know, time, energy, maybe some internet stuff. You know, but if you're already hooked up, it ain't too bad. Boy, we could use a lot of comfort out there if you're able to offer that much. What are they doing? They got the churches going to online. Well, what the hell we need the freaking building for if we can just, you know, have a preacher online? And you need so many? And they're saying, don't forget to tithe 10%. Are we here to worship an ancient sky fairy, or is this a fundraising opportunity? You know, really, does church offer antiviral or antimicrobial properties? Is it really a scam, or is there some omniscient, omnipotent being floating around in an ethereal plane for which there's no empirical evidence? Look, if you want religion, go get yourself some religion. But I think the idea of attendance at a structure is off. The same thing with public education. That's another sky fairy that needs to die. Why are we spending millions of dollars on public schools, structures, all the facilities, all the staff, when it's no problem just to cut the quick right now and just teach your kids at home for a while, for the next 6 months to a year and a half. We don't need schools. That's a great farce, and all it is indoctrination. Okay, so there are some austerity measures we can take, and that can take care of government spending, but still there's yet more people not working in theory. Well, what if these teachers could organize themselves? Geez, if only the teachers could organize themselves. Wait a minute, the teachers union, they could organize those damn teachers and give them an opportunity to create these curriculum in a virtual format. Wouldn't that freaking work? All right, and get that out of the way and then move on to another subject. So now you have all this education material at our disposal, day and night, 24/7, to anybody who wants to take a class. Remedial reading might be tough, especially if you have to click here for remedial learning. That might be a little screwy. But the opportunity here is, well, it's there. What do you want to learn about? What can you use for information that will give you an advantage? That's what we're going to do, because we will need to develop our own little cottage industries. Maybe it's making bread. Maybe it's growing vegetables. Maybe it's growing strawberries and turning it into wine. Maybe it's how to repair small engines. James says not all the students have computers and Wi-Fi at home. No, really. But not all of them have cars to get to public schools. Okay, put them on a subway. Yeah. Well, geez, it'd be a whole lot easier and cheaper to send every student, a $500 laptop than to just keep hiring teachers and paying out salaries and bonuses, and then the janitorial staff, the lunch lady, the football coach. Since they shut down all these schools, we ain't had a single school shooting. Yep. Administrators, superintendents. So coming up with the money for a computer should be no problem at all. Buses, the bus driver. Yep. The fuel for the buses. New York City's paying 25 million bucks a day for buses they ain't using. Because why? Uh, they got a contract. We can get out of a lot of that stuff, and we'll have to. Okay, well, there's the bus companies are shitting the bed and all their employees. Mail them a book. Yep. They don't got a computer. Jesus, every fucking kid out there has got a goddamn cell phone, so don't give me that. Yeah. They got 6-year-olds have a cell phone. Some mother can call them and say, "Where are you? Where are you?" The kid's 6 years old. Where the fuck you think he's at? He's upstairs. Yeah. Now they got it, your daughter's 15 years old. Send me a picture of where you are right now. Yeah. And then dad fucking loads up. I'll be right over there. Can you imagine taking the top 10 to 15% of teachers and putting them in front of a camera and letting kids learn that way? Horrible, apocalyptic. There are some teachers that could pull it off. I'm sure not all teachers could pull it off. How many 8th grade math teachers do you need? If you're doing it online, you'd need one. Is that right? So, okay, we don't have to worry about the top 10 and 15. We just need a few teachers who are able to perform a good quality lecture on screen. Then we have some other teachers who would correct tests and do some tutoring after that. There's an opportunity. Can you tutor? Geez, we got all these homeschoolers out there. You're trying to tell me my mother's going to try to teach economics? Huh? Okay, she could do quilting. Boy, she could do like home ec real good. But I don't see my mother being the person I'd go to for British literature. No, I'm pretty sure of it. No, no good. You want to take a British literature course in 8th grade? Perfect. Here's the course that's online. Don't cost nothing. Yeah, they'll sell products and advertisements for that. Y equals mx plus b. That's it. That's the slope. That's a line. That's what that is. Right, start off with the top 10 to 15%. Whittle it down to the ones who can translate their magic to e-learning. What if you privatize it? What if you did privatize it? Where each student would, what, pay to learn? And the best teachers would, what do you know, probably make a fortune, would get the best students, would get the best rates, would be able to afford more equipment. Geez, where would you do that sort of thing where they wouldn't have to pay? YouTube, there's an idea. Click through the ads, maybe get YouTube Red. What's that one that, you don't have to pay or you don't have to watch the ads? I can see that happening. It would be geared for children, of course. They'll call it something else. Level 8 mathematics. I would love to take 7th grade again. 7th grade. Mrs. Coombs for social studies. We had Mr. Payton in music. I didn't learn how to play an instrument, but I took 7th grade music. Yeah, we did frickin' book reports, but on albums. I did ABBA. Does that tell you how old I? ABBA? Oh, we had them all. Everybody knew the words. Let's see. I was about 12. Yeah, it'd be 1977. Yep, ABBA. They were at the peak. Internet as a utility. What say you? It is a utility. It's the most valuable utility we've ever had. We got instant communication, translation, right? Your kid is Mexican, speaks Spanish, and wants to take 8th grade math. No problem. We got a button for that. Just click translate. Yeah, maybe you got another teacher who does the translating. Yeah, there are still plenty of jobs available, especially if we need to reinvent our society, which I think is what is the direction we're heading. if our economy is going to go into a serious decline, we need to manage that. Uh, Managed descent needs to be a byword, I would suspect, because we could lose more people to starvation than we would to the disease. I would rock that shit this time. You're darn right. What was my favorite class back then? Probably shop. No, I was pretty good with history. Let's see. Civics was kind of interesting until they started talking about taxes, and then I just lost all interest. No, that didn't work. Geometry was okay. Earth science with Mr. Perry, and he got sick, so we got a substitute teacher for the rest of the year named, ready, Mr. Perry. It was his freaking son. No shit. Seventh grade, home ec and shop. We had, let's see, English. Honestly, why are we teaching kids how to diagram a sentence? Has anybody at any time uh, had any practical use for diagramming a sentence? How about a show of hands? Anybody? Okay. How about a show of hands anybody who can't raise their hand? Let's see it. The steak thumbnail. It's not just steak, baby. That is hickory smoked prime rib. I had people drive over 100 miles to get that. That's the best damn thing you ever put in your mouth. Let me see if I can pull up that photo. Nope, not in there. Be in this directory. Okay. Is it under H or under P? Let's look under H. There it is. All right, this is mine. We did the Travis was there when I did the first one. Go over here. Here's there's the screen. All right, 1 year for Thanksgiving. Look, I lived alone. I got no family, got no kids, no wife. I've had it really easy. So we used to have a party on fucking Thanksgiving. You know, drinking, debauchery, go out whoring, the whole bit. And well, we got some steaks, we got some chicken. We ate so much steak, we stuffed ourselves, and never got to the chicken, which was even better, it seems. But we got some hickory wood, and I got a whole goddamn prime rib. This is not the same one. This is another one years later. And we smoked it for what, 4, 5 hours? Okay, it was a little bit heavy, the first one, although it was good. And had plenty of stuff rubbed on the top. And it was smoked over hickory, and it was just Jesus. It was like falling in love again for the very first time. Well, anyway, I've since developed it and done different things and perfected the thing. And now I smoke it for no more than 3 hours at about 240 degrees over good steady smoke. And either hickory or sweet gum will work. You could do oak, but I think it's not as sweet. And I haven't tried mesquite, but that tends to be a bit heavier. Well, anyway, hickory seems to be a good match for me. And I put this in restaurants, and they drive over 100 miles to get it. And they will pay $34.95 for a 12-ounce cut. Yup. I worked in one place, and I put it out there, and they didn't want to go with a heavy price. They didn't think their customers could afford it, so we were putting them out for $17.95 for an 8-ounce cut, and they were spending $400 a month for advertising on this thing. I said to them, "Look, you're spending $400 a month on a product that you're losing money on." Because they couldn't sell the whole damn thing. I ended up slicing it up and making sandwiches most of the time. But it was the best goddamn sandwich you ever had. Well, anyway, it didn't work in that place, but it worked in other places. And that's some good shit right there. Okay, let's see. Where's the face again? Get back to the chat over here. It's good. I smoke it all day long. I go 3 hours. I finish it in the oven. Long enough to give it a fantastic flavor, but not so much that it becomes the dominant flavor, because then it tastes like, a house fire. That's not the sort of meat that I like, says Amanda. Now cut that out. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hickory smoked filet mignon. That can be done. Now, filet tends to be much more lean. So what can happen? See, part of the smoking process is the low heat, which melts the fat. But filet mignon doesn't have the fat. It's got silver skin. Well, you need to pull that off because if you left it on, it's gonna tighten up, and then you get this weird curled up little scrunchy thing, and it's gonna be a mess. Yup. But filet could be done if you wrapped it with a fatty meat, say bacon. Mmm. I tell you what, we'll smoke ourselves a freaking tenderloin. We'll get off the silver skin. We'll wrap the whole thing in bacon. And then when it comes time to serve it, we'll cut off the bacon. I'll keep that, and you can have the whole tenderloin. That'll work for me. Travis says, an interesting idea, especially now, having eaten an amazing pile of your cooking, maybe a sideshow, Ken Cooks. There you go. How to cook on a ridiculous budget. Yeah, Travis had all kinds of my cooking. Them pierogies were cheap as dirt. Travis, you've got this guy in the chat, Travis Dees. He's been a drinking buddy of mine for what, 20 years? Something like that, except I ain't drunk in 10 years. No matter. What the hell. We stay in touch. He's one of the first friends down here in Florida. That is a plan. Yeah. See, YouTube gives you the opportunity, if you have a thing that you're good at, and it's worth duplicating and showing other people, what a tremendous opportunity just to teach. You know, you can get paid on YouTube. You give them a really good recipe for cookies, maybe they'll send you $5. Yeah. Be broke equals. Yeah, I thought about doing a frugal cooking channel because I can take, an onion and a potato and a sack of flour and put out something that's worth eating. Travis came over one day. I'm making pierogies. And I make a pretty big, fat, meaty pierogi, right? Mashed potatoes. It's effectively a dumpling, right? It's a flour dough. You roll it out. You stuff it with something, say mashed potatoes with cheese, and you can fill it with all sorts of things. So that's one recipe: is what do you fill it with? What can you fill it with? You can change the way you make the dough, right? And, doctor that up all day long. And then you got the stuff that goes on top. And typically it's going to be onions. But there's ways to cook an onion that can turn it from this sharp, biteful, hateful thing into this glorious, caramelized love that is worth spending time with, getting cuddly with. And that's what I do, is take that sharp little gnarly onion and turn it into something that you just can't get enough of. Yeah. Anyway, Travis comes over. I'm making these things. How many you want? Oh, 3. Load me right up. Because I got I put them in the freezer. Well, they're kind of filling, I say. Oh, just go ahead. Go. All right. Okay. No problem. Here you go. Don't cost nothing. It's a freaking onion. Give him 3 good ones. He got through what? 1.5 of those? Oh my God, I can't eat another one. I don't think it cost me 15 cents. Amazing. On my best eats. Yeah, I could do a pierogi show. I can't cook shit without onions. Well, why would you cook shit without an onion? Honestly, you'd have to have that. You make me hungry or horny, not sure which one. Hey, Jared, I'm straight. Sorry to break it to you. Can't help you there. I can feed you. Yeah. Oh, gosh. There's a thing I've mentioned to everybody. Grow a garden. What a fantastic time to learn how to grow a friggin' tomato. They're one of the easiest things to grow. They really are. You put the seed in, it pops up. You wait a while, something turns red, you eat it. It's like stress management, and you get friggin' tomato sauce. But what do you do with the tomatoes that turns them into love? What makes a tomato sauce melt your face off versus meh? because a lot of people's cooking is meh. We've lost so much of our skills going to these mass processed canned goods. Uh, well, they have to be watered down. They have to be blanded. They have to be made suitable for the masses in order to market. But really good tomato sauce isn't going to be suitable for the masses. It's going to be suitable for you. How I make my tomato sauce would probably kill half of you. Seriously. There's no such thing as too much garlic. Really, it should be, more garlic than tomato. You put the tomato in for color. Really. I use a lot of oregano. But you take fresh oregano, I mean, you go out, you pick it, you bring it in, and just waft it through the room. That gives it all the flavor you want. But then I, start adding more and more, and you simmer that down until it disappears. That's when it's good. F the masses. Well, if you want to sell a product in a supermarket, it's got to be, I got to hit that button. Yeah, just approve, Mike. He ain't swearing. Yeah, if you're going to sell a product in a supermarket, it's going to be, kind of bland. Not too strong, not too spicy, unless you say Chipotle or some damn. I don't even know what the hell that is. But I made some tomato sauces in various restaurants. A lot of places will have their own recipe. And yeah, they're going to be different. They're going to be bold. They're enriched. They've got the love in it. It ain't fucking Prego. Yep. And it's delicious. It's goddamn good. I make a whole wheat pasta. I don't think Travis has had that. I make a whole wheat pasta that is like a plate of love. And you can't get that shit in a supermarket. They got whole wheat spaghetti or some damn dried up cardboard looking thing. It's not the same. Fresh pasta is as different as the boxed spaghetti as night is today, really. Fresh pasta is the easiest. It's egg and flour. And you mix it together. And then, what else do you do with it to make it kind of neat? It's the what else's that you don't get in these packaged products. They stick it in the machine drops it in a box, they slap a sticker on it, ship it out the door. Good. And they don't have the what else. Yeah. Jesus. I mean, I know some folks that can cook. Pierogi stuffed with potato and onion. I'll stuff a pierogi with like mashed potatoes, some cheese. If I got some chicken or pork is really good. Some. You take like an Italian sausage, and you take off the skin, you chop it up real good, and mix that into your fucking mashed potato. You brown it first and get rid of the grease, and then you add it in your fucking mashed potato and cheese. Then close up your pierogi. You boil that, and then you top it with caramelized onions. But you make like a stroganoff sauce with that too. So it's like a stroganoff pierogi thing. You can do anything with those. You put the lime in the coconut. It'll stick to your ribs. It will. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things. It's inexpensive. Wait a minute. I got this the other day here. Let me get up. I'm gonna get more coffee. Give me just a minute here. All right, here we go. Okay, this is my latest project. Ken is the best. Go Vern! Look at this. What is that? Carrots? What would you say that is? if you had to look at that. Huh, it's a canning jar with some shit in there. You can't get this in the store. Can't. All right. What the hell is that? These are loquats. Japanese plums. Canned. I have taken the seed out and the little ends with the little stems and stuff, and clean them up and wash them up and rinse them up and boil them and canned them. Oh, this is fucking good. Now, the skin on these, when they're fresh, is a bit stiff. It's kind of leathery. It really is. Now, the first time I did these, I just stuffed the jars and then did a water bath canning, because they are high acid, so you can do a water bath canning on these. Just cover it with water and boil the piss out of it for at least a half an hour. That's total time of boil, not from start to finish, but when the boil starts to when you're, no, not peaches. Loquats, they're about the size of your thumb. There's my thumb. I got 3 trees of the damn things out here. I couldn't reach it. There's still more out there. Probably another, 20 quarts. I just can't reach the damn things. Those are good. All right. But you don't get those in stores because, well, getting a marketable volume as a crop is an issue. If I get the slightest bit of frost, I don't get any of those. They're kind of like a peach crossed with an orange. I think these have the texture of a nectarine, right? Without the skin, a little softer than a peach, but delicious. And you can't get that sort of thing in a store. Quartz o' quats. It's a quat of quats. Low quats. But I haven't picked the high quats. Go figure that one out. Make some low quat whiskey. You probably could, and I bet you that would be one of those artisan foods that'll get you, $150 a bottle. Like the Balvenie or something. There, that's what you can do. That's the good stuff. This is the stuff that people can't get at the supermarket. I put that on cream of wheat. I put that on, my oatmeal. Yeah, I eat oatmeal. It's good because it's really nice on the stomach. I got this acid thing in my stomach, and we just make too much acid in our family. We go to camp, they pull out a candy dish, and somebody dumps out a jar of Rolaids each day. And you walk by, you grab a couple. I usually have some on the desk here. Oh man, I better find some. I think I got some in the drawer over here. But oatmeal, I don't get heartburn, so I, eat up some oatmeal. Switch your camera. That better? I didn't iron my shirt because ain't nobody gonna see it. And anybody would say, "Oh my God, your shirt's not ironed." I wouldn't want to talk to them anyway. Yeah, a little bit of yeast. Well, if I were to do that, I'd probably mash them up a little better. Put them in the blender, really, really work them, then put the yeast in there, Yep, convert all them, then add some sugar. Yep, and then you press it out. Harvest the juice. Yeah. Huh. That could be done. That could be done. Switch your camera. OBS. So this is OBS. Let me see what you're seeing. Yeah, this OBS. See, I got the home page. I got the scope, which is not in use. Here's the screen. Here's, what's this one? Here's some double stuffs. That's right. Look, there's this. Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more coins. Did I add noise to this? Johnny Cat. When there is no toilet paper, there's always an alternative. Susan B. Anthony painted brooms. Fat-free, cholesterol-free. Works for you when you need it most. That's why by name. And now a word from our sponsor. Look, never could get that one to work right. But I tell you, nothing says old prune like Susan B. Anthony. Ken, scroll back up. Read my question, please, says Bonnie. Okay, Bonnie. Hey, Ken, what kind was that mask you showed before? Said you could wear. Hold long, can you wear them? My sister makes these. Have I got the picture? Oh, where are you? Nope, that's not it. Right here. Let me pull this up and go to the screen. Here's the screen. Okay, my sister makes these. I had the information, but that's on a piece of paper on my desk here. And if you know anything about my desk, it might be a lost cause. Let's see. That was 2 days ago, so it should be here. Okay. The overall size of these is 9 by 7. And I'm going to guess it's 9 inches from left to right. And you've got 3 pleats here. Okay, you got 3 layers. The innermost and outermost layers are 100 to 200 thread count quilting weight fabric. Inside is, and that's pure cotton, inside is also 100% cotton fused interfacing. And I really don't know what the hell that means, but it's a cotton layer on the inside. And I guess you're able to heat set that to one of these layers. So one layer is free floating. Okay, and it's pure cotton, so it's breathable. It's soap and water cleanup, or, well, just throw it in your wash. It's detergentable. One person was asking, can you microwave them? Well, she's got these elastic bands here, which don't really take well to high heat. Okay, so, yeah, but they are washable and reusable. And people are making these all over the place. My oldest sister has been making, I mean, scores and scores and scores of them. My young sister has some capacity to make more. She's making bunches of them. $10 a head. This is actually my sister's house. Here's her ironing board. Here's some stuff that's blue and pink, and I think this might be a door. And there's a ladder. Well, anyway, she makes these things. She can do smaller sizes for use, but really, let's leave the kids at home. But, well, we need these things. All the good ones, the 3M pieces, the N95 NIOSH masks are going to the hospitals and the healthcare workers, which is great, but we're having a hard time getting these for regular people. Well, she's offering 3 of them. 3 is the minimum order. They're $10 a piece, includes the shipping. And I think she might be able to start posting photos and say, you know, pick your design. But she makes quilts, so she's got all kinds of materials around for them. Let me see if you can see this or if I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, that's them. Okay. Well, there they are. They're comfortable, they're cotton, they're smooth, they're not screwed up. This girl can sew, so you don't have weird stuff. You're going to have a piece of pipe cleaner, like at the top. And the whole point of that's going to be wrapped in foil so it can be sewn into the lining, and that lets it form fit around your nose. Yup, and it'll cover your nose and your mouth. That's the idea. If you need some of those, just send me an email. Let me find my way back. There's the face view. Okay. And let's see if this works. Email. I wonder if that's on. That might work. I don't know. And that doesn't seem to be working. Okay. Here it is. Ken PV. Ready? Mail. Oh, Nightbot finally showed up. Okay. kenpvmail@gmail.com. Just send me an email and I'll send your email to my sister. I'm not going to put her email up on the YouTube. Yep. Did you just say Utes? Utes. These 2 Utes. What you smoking? Those are tobacco products. Yeah. I haven't had more than a carton of smokes around the house for 4 years. Now I got 6 cartons up there on the shelf just in case. Yeah, I'm a Yankee. I spent some time in New York, you know, around not Brooklyn, around Albany. I picked up a little bit, you know, I can talk. Yeah, but mostly New England. Yep. Bonnie, you got my email. You'd be good. And she set that price because that lets her come down if need be, but she can't go up. That's going to be really hard. But that's a neat thing. I put up the plans on how to, where to find out, the measure drawings on how to make the darn things. Yeah, the demand is pretty strong. Not everybody can sew. They're having trouble getting the darn things in, hardware stores and supermarkets. Supermarkets really don't carry them, and hardware stores are being shut down. How do we get the damn things? Again, a perfect cottage industry. Now this one has a limited lifespan, but there's an unlimited demand right now. Seriously, park the car. Yeah, that works right. I spent more than half my life self-employed. Really, it's really neat. My brother and myself and my sisters, we all picked berries from my grandmother, and she would give us instructions, usually rather loose, rather vague, sometimes kind of generalized, and we'd have to figure out how to, well, first off, interpret what the hell she said with her accent. And you thought mine was thick? No. And then, how do we do what she's asking with what we have here out in this field? We got a bucket, we got 2 cucumbers and a shaker of salt, and a jug of warm water, and we have to do this job she wants. Okay, somebody go find a stick, then we'll have something to work with. It's really neat because every single one of us turned out to be some sort of a manager. Is this what we need to do? Is relearn these skills to find solutions? Lots of people need lots of things. They need food. They need clothing. Huh? They're not buying clothing from China for a long time, I can guarantee you. Footwear. I think there's a tremendous opportunity in front of us for putting together these things. They make sandals out of old tires. They cut the sidewall so it doesn't have the, the prickly steel thingies in there, and they cut them and carve them, and they're supposed to be quite comfortable and extremely durable. How about hats? I was driving north one time, and I stopped off at Tybee something, Tybee Beach, maybe just Tybee, somewhere in the Carolinas. And there was pretty good food, and every store was selling these grass hats, right? They make hats and baskets out of grass. Grass, not the dope kind. I mean, like, seagrass. And they're pretty decent looking hats. Kind of some neat skills that are out there still. That's what we need to do, is reinvent and relocalize our economies. Look, let me get over here. I've got a thing. Give me a moment. Bear with me. I gotta find it. All right, let's go through this. Okay, come on, load. Okay, docs. I've mentioned this a couple of times. I probably have a couple of copies over here. I got the short business plan. Okay, there's the share button. And anybody can view. I'm going to copy that. Done. Go back to the chat. Where the hell's the chat? Did I lose you guys? Okay, I may have shut you down. Stand by. Let's go back to here. Huh. I think I just killed my stream. Oh, there's YouTube. All right, something's loading. It says welcome to live chat. I don't know. Did I just shut down for a few minutes? Okay, let me know. Did you miss any of that? I'm going to give you a link here. There it is. Now I'm going to go in a different window and pull that link back up. Okay. Now we go through and take a look. Let's see. Screen. All right, and we can slide that over just a bit. So we got a table of contents on one side. There we go. All right, it's a cooperative enterprise plan. I worked on this one several years ago. And this old email still works, but try the new one. I could probably adjust that. Ken pvmail at gmail. There we go. Let's use that new email instead. There. Okay, and this is it's developed. It's 186 pages, and I could probably still do some more work in developing it further for organizing a couple of hundred families. Is the whole idea here into a business where we use the money we're already spending. Okay, that's the key to the whole. It doesn't cost, well, a whole lot of extra. We will need to come up with some money. Ideally, everybody comes up with $5,000, but that's not going to happen. But we could probably pull it off if we got a couple of hundred families and everybody chips in $100 or $200, maybe 150, maybe 250, somewhere around there. Figure $200, and that's what we use to develop this this little enterprise. Now we need 3 parts. Okay, we're going to have a store. All right. So we'll probably need to buy and sell something. What's common to everybody? Food. Okay, so we'll need a kitchen. All right. Now this lets us buy things in volume. Right. In the kitchen, we can portion them up. We can slice them. We can carve steaks. We can make applesauce out of a truckload of apples, whatever it is. When we got 200, customers already built into the system. So this reduces risk, and any extra we just put out in the store. And the third part is a farm. So why the hell are you buying, 500 pounds of spinach when you could just grow 500 pounds of spinach? Yeah. Agriculture, it's not multi-level marketing, you dunce. No, it's a simple plan. You get a couple of hundred people organized. You have a structure, you have documentation, you have a plan, and we're going to grow, 2 tons of tomatoes and turn it into 2 tons of tomato sauce, tomato juice, tomato puree, diced tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, all that good stuff, right? Get some chickens, we got eggs. Who's going to work it? The people that are involved, right? Geez, a lot of people need a job. Here's an opportunity. We'll need a few acres of land. Around here, it's cheap as dirt. Inner cities, that's going to be darn tough, but it can be done. There are examples where people use backyards and front yards of other folks to raise crops, and it's been very effective. Ken, you need to go to the Facebook. They started a thing with stars, and it lets people send you so many of them. Stars. And you get paid, little tipping you. I watch a couple on there. You are good. Thank you, dear. We got, I actually make a little bit of money on these videos. YouTube lets me monetize because I have over 1,000 subscribers. And I got the view time, which also helps. Let's see. Where are you here? Here's YouTube. I'll give you an idea. Some folks make, thousands of dollars. Thousands. It's insane the money they make on this thing. Here we go. Here's the analytics. I'll share with. How much do you make on YouTube, Ken? Where are you? Let's see if it'll load. Here's the analytics. Let's see. In the past 28 days, I've made $52. And when that gets over 100, I get paid. If I don't break 100 this month, then it carries over to the next month. Okay. So I might get paid. I'll probably get paid next month. So let's see. Yesterday I made $2.32. A couple of days before, 82 cents. It's a little extra. I do a show. I make a couple of bucks. Sometimes I make a few dollars. Here's $4.50. People do the super chats, and sometimes I make some cash on that. But honestly, it's about 50%. One fella sent some good cash a couple of months ago, and um, YouTube takes 30%, and the phone they use takes another 20. Honestly, I got half. If you'd like to support the channel, just go to PayPal. Well, let me close this. Let's see. Let's find my way back. There you go. If you'd like to support the channel, just go to PayPal and send a tip. Yeah, it's a real delight. But there is an opportunity right there. Geez, if you can convey information well, like I've got these coin classes, and some of those do pretty good. Ooh, let's go back there. Where's the, let's see. Oh, here's coin class. Here's a good one. Here's a screen. There we go. So coin class, there's one on double dies. Double die, you can click on the link, it'll take you to it. And how much have I made on that? I've made $4.50 on that video this month. I made the video, what, a year and a half ago. Here you go, here's since upload. So right when I made it, I made, let's see, 52 cents. Then I made nothing for like the best part of a year. And then YouTube kind of picked it up, and I started to make a few, a little bit here and there, a nickel a quarter, 50 cents, 10 cents. Then it quieted down. And it picked up in the last 3-4 months. And I've made $64 on that video. Let's see, I produced it in July of 2018. So fast forward almost 2 years. Geez, that's $5 a month. Okay, I'd like to make more of these. They take a little time, but is it worth it? In the short term, not really. This is typical, actually. I make, 50 cents when it first comes out. And then it's a residual income. Here's one. I probably got a super chat that day for $5 or something like that. This is what a super chat will look like, is, a little bit of a spike out of nowhere. But yeah, it's a little shot in the arm. It helps. Every little bit helps. And that's, I think, where we need to go, is looking for these ways to put together little side incomes to supplement our income. Lots of folks making not a whole lot of money. And if it's going to be really frigged up for a while, that little bit extra is surely kind of come in handy. But Bonnie, if you could explain what those stars are, because I have not heard about it. I have no idea what you're talking about it. Amanda says, hey, I have a few fruit trees. They seem easier than dealing with hornworms. I hate hornworms. You get these critters on your tomato plants, and it looks like a freaking tomato. They are hard to see. And one little bug this big can destroy a plant 2 feet tall. Destroy it in a day. Seriously, I had a bull. He destroyed the entire garden in a day. I mean, mowed it down like a Briggs and Stratton. Like a friggin' farmall. Yep. That's too bad. You teach way more than... I don't know, man. I don't know. I like to think I put out good quality content, but it's not getting around. It's not being shared. How do I get my views out there? Blue Ridge? Yeah, I cut my teeth on Blue Ridge. I think he's a good guy. We're going to have him on the Q&A this week, if he's up to it. He's got the virus right now, but you don't get that. You don't get that cut through the TV here. I've seen some other channels, and they produce clickbait, just clickbait after clickbait after clickbait. And I'll take a subject and extrapolate and expound on it for an hour and a half or 2 hours. That's what the coin class is. We get into it. And I make 29 cents. Then here's a guy over here. He's going to sell some $half-dollar rolls for $5. Going to show you the count. And show after show after show, it says silver, 90 percenters, 0, 40 percenters, 2, and they are shoveling the cash at them. It's a different thing. That's a game of chance. These clickbaits, they work for clickbait people. Well, those clickbait buying people, the people who love the short headline, who want to hear that their coin is worth a fortune, they're not the ones that are going to study. You know, they're not the ones who are going to stick it out for an hour and a half lecture explaining exactly why your coin is worth nothing. It's a different market. Yeah, I'd love to be, in that group that gets, many, many digits per month. Uh, I'll get there. It's been 4 years. It's been 85 years, and I still make only $52 a month. Oh, God. Uh, Wait for it. What do? Quit? It's not always easy to build a channel. If there's a subject out there, somebody has probably already established a presence. I've watched gardening videos where, yeah, they got a lot of clicks, and here's somebody talking, and I'm trying to think, this person isn't even forming a complete goddamn sentence. What the hell are they doing with this? Some of these channels, it's a girl showing you how to do makeup. Are there really that many people who want to learn how to do makeup? Yeah, apparently so. Okay, I'm not one of them. We all have our own little niche, but that's the beauty of the internet is we can connect with other freaks who have the same freaky way of doing things as you do. Aha. That means there's an opportunity for everybody. Seriously. How you doing, Fox Run? We've been talking all day. Okay, let's catch up. You're really good at what you do. Well, I like to think so. Usually I just goof off. I'm really good at slouching around the house and getting nothing done. Gosh, if only there was money in there, I'd be rich. Look, I'm not, I'm 50. I've made good money. I've lost good money. It's a lot easier when you have money. I've proven that. Really, I'd be happy with $1,000 a month. Seriously, that would cover all my bills, feed me well, and let me get ahead a little. More, well, that'd be great. I don't know what I'd do with billions. I'd probably just, throw it all away on something I didn't need. There's Shane. Good to see you, baby. But that's my first objective is covering the bills. I got a light bill. I got a phone bill, which altered the internet. I got car insurance. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I have no debt. I have no credit cards. My bank account is free. Uh, yeah, I've had that for like 17 years. That's why I'm always bitching when they send me letters saying, we have to start charging you. The fuck you will. Here's my agreement when I signed it. Yeah, that's it. Light bill runs me 100, a little more in the summer when the air conditioner is going. Maybe a little more for a couple of months in the winter. Car insurance is like $60. The phone keeps going up every time I turn around. I think that's like $97 now. $97? That used to be $77. Then I think, oh yeah, that was like 10 years ago. Okay, I don't have cable. I got no satellite TV. There's a satellite on the side of the house. I thought about taking that down and like covering it with aluminum and making a cooker. That'd be cool. There's no debt. The taxes are manageable here. Like, $600. It's for the whole place, and I got a few acres. I got a private well. It doesn't work right now, but I got the money to fix it, so I just got to get to that. I got a septic tank, so I don't have a water or sewer bill. I'm alone, so I figure I'm probably not loading up that septic tank too badly. It's probably leaching and aging at just the right rate. I'm having no problem with that. And if I had to, I could get in and pump it and, just put a plug on your nose and you can and just dump it in the woods. And that's not a problem. The place is mostly in good repair. I'm wearing through the floor under the desk, the chair. I could probably fix the floor. All right. And the bathroom sink leaks when, that drain, and that's like a 49. I just have to get under there, but my back hurts. After that, what? Groceries? Jesus, I can cook good. I can eat good for $100 a month. And I usually spend about $200 a month because I like to eat really good. Man, I had a sandwich today that was just no man, it was good. Uh, I'm cooking is easy. If you know what you're doing, you need a piece of chicken, and then what? Some water, uh, salt and pepper, maybe some sage. Some thyme would be good. And then what? You want rice? You want noodles? Do you want a sauce? I made dinner last night. It was noodles, just regular old Walmart noodles, and I boiled a piece of just a chunk of chicken, like a leg, thigh and drumstick. So it got a nice stock built up in there, and then I reduced it a bit. Took the chicken out and boned that. Kept the skin, kept the bone, got rid of everything you couldn't eat, which was pretty much bones and cartilage. Um, Chopped it up real good, and then put some poultry seasoning on there. A little bit of rub here. Let's see. So I boiled the noodles in the stock. Didn't drain it. A lot of people will strain their noodles. What? To wash away the starch? Um, you want that. Okay, so I got it reduced mostly down. The noodles are tender, and I throw in some cornstarch. I threw something else in. What the hell was that? Some garlic. What else did I put in there? Anything? Oh yeah, some sour cream. So now it's like oh, and put the chicken back in. So now it's like a chicken stroganoff. That was some good eating, let me tell you. I don't think that cost $1 for that whole thing. And just ate like 2 bowls of it. I can eat cheap and good, not a problem. Well, I've been meaning to get more garden going. I started one last year, but I kind of got away from it, and the son cooked it. All right. That was kind of a loss. But I bought the place thinking, yeah, I can grow all kinds of vegetables out here. Well, geez, there's certainly a need for fresh vegetables in the next few months, I can tell you that. Chicken what? Stroganoff. Like a sour cream chicken stock sauce. Yeah, but I can cook. Here, look. You chop those up, and you put them in your pancake batter. Oh, those would be good. I put them on French toast. It's all good. I didn't have celery, and I didn't think to put onions in. They're hanging right here. I got like 9 onions. Yeah, onions make everything better. But then again, so does bacon. And I can't think of anything better than bacon and onions. Like you caramelize the onions, and you don't overdo the bacon. Just have kind of yummy, kind of soft, and then throw that in on. I mean, I'll put it on fucking toast. Is good. I don't care what it is. It's gonna be good. Yeah, I can do it like a chicken onion sauce. But I caramelize my onions. All right. Nope, sorry. Still Random Misfit says Random Misfit. Did you change your name or something? Well, some people wash off their starch because they have no idea that they can make their own their own sauce. You want, oh, I put some cornstarch in there too. But you want that. It's, you just spent your money on it. You may as well eat it. What? It's just the flour that was used to make the darn things just leaching out into the juice. All right. Do you make Philly cheesesteaks? I'm going to try my hand at it soon. I can't find beef tallow. That's knuckle. Get some knuckle. Beef tallow is effectively fat. Okay, well, it tends to be a little pungent. You might try some pork fat or just plain lard, which would be better than tallow, in my opinion. I think tallow is too heavy. I think it's unsavory, not particularly tasty. I would cook with pork fat more than anything else, but the meat is what makes the Philly, and that's knuckle. And then it's how you slice it. You want to slice it against the grain. Oh yeah, and then fucking sauce that up. I do my Phillies. I'm going to saute the knuckle meat in clarified butter with, say, onions and peppers. But I'd like to do those onions caramelized, and let's try roasting the peppers ahead of time so we can get the skin out of there and get some freaking love going on them. And I'd brush that with just a touch of lard too. Bacon grease would be even better. You brush the peppers with some bacon grease on the non-skin side, right? And then you blister off the skin so you get that out of there. It'd be a little crusty or crumbly, and you might get some roast pepper, skin back in. That just adds flavor. All right, and yeah, saute all that together. Hit it with some sherry. I think just a splash of sherry would really dress that up. Maybe some garlic. Definitely some garlic. Probably put in too much garlic into there. Then what? Well, I'd go with a Swiss cheese. I just like the flavor of Swiss better. You see them, some of these cooking channels, they're going to grab the fucking Velveeta and slap that right to it, or the nacho sauce out of a can. That's not cheese. It's like industrial waste. They go to the nuclear plant, they open a tap, some yellow shit drips out, they put it in a can and say, nacho cheese. And the people can't get enough of it because they don't know what the hell good is. Yeah. I haven't had meat in over 20 years. Damn, I thought I was on a dry spell. Jared says, I got some speeds. I started some chard today. I like chard. Texture of spinach. It's like really fat celery with giant leaves, and they taste like beets. I think it's some of the best things. Man, I smell beets and bacon cooking, and all I think of is my grandmother's house. Because man, oh man, oh man, that woman knew how to make beets and bacon and beet greens. Just, oh man, good stuff. Provolone, I think it's kind of bland, right? It's one of those cheeses designed for the masses. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's kind of, it's There's a lot more out there for quality, for flavors, for textures. If you get away from the mainstream, you get away from the supermarkets, you get away from anything processed, and you put the love into it, and the flavors just begin to dance. You get off of what everybody else is eating, and a whole new world of culinary madness opens up. That's the only way to describe it. Is, oh man, it's freaking good. A little Asiago. Well, Asiago is good, but I find it to be a little salty sometimes. Well, you're gonna get that. Well, you want some more parm, a little more creamy, but let's face it, this is a fucking hard cheese to begin with. Yeah, you could dust it with some Asiago. It's more aromatic. But also, it's kind of salty, a bit briny. Roux is equal parts water and flour. Wow, that's what you're describing is called paste. A roux is flour and clarified butter. There you go. You fixed it. That's right. And you want to have the clarified butter because you got to get the water out of the butter. It's made with milk, right? Cream. You got to get the water content out of there. So it's clarified. You melt it, and the milk solids and the liquid, the water, sinks, and the oils, which is the clarified butter, rises. It's called ghee in some cultures. It's wonderful to cook with, but it has a low smoke point, if you have any idea what that means. And, you get up to about 160, 170, it starts to smoke rather than cook. It starts to really change dramatically. And by the time you get up to that 240 degrees, that you really need to start altering the flavors. Butter tends to have long since burnt itself up. It's late. Am I the only one drinking? No, man. We're into it here. Pretend this is whiskey. Mm. Ah, yeah, yeah. People do that. They got on these. They got these. Oh, the stream yards, and they get like 20 people on the screen. They're all drinking. Somebody says something, and they all got a drink. Or they watch a TV show. We used to play Hello Bob. You watch the Bob Newhart show, and every time somebody comes in and says, "Hi, Bob," everybody has a drink. Or you play Gilligan's Island, and it's like a small crowd, and everybody gets a character, and whenever, like, let's say you're Mrs. Howell, every time Mrs. Howell says something, you got a drink. It's really tough to be the professor, like when they have the disaster shows, like when the tidal wave comes, because he never shuts up. Or when the one where the mosquito came and bit everybody and they were all supposed to die. Yeah, he talked a lot in that one. Yep. Yeah, we put sheets over a lot of people on the couch on that show. Cheers is right. I've been drinking since before the big show. Well, all the power to you. Let's see. Roux is flour and butter that had caramelized the small amounts of sugars in the flour, if I'm correct. That's the idea. You're sauteing flour, and you're changing the complex carbohydrates into simple sugars, is what you're doing. And it also helps to, make a fine thickener for sauces. I tend to prefer cornstarch. Um, if you reheat a sauce that was produced with roux, it tends to get lumpy unless you stir the bejesus out of it. And if you reheat a starch that's made with cornstarch, it tends to break more, which means it loses its ability to hold. Well, just make it once and serve it once and don't have leftovers. And the food I make is so goddamn good, it's hard to get leftovers. Yep. Jeff, speaking of white cheddar, Cape Cod jalapeno and aged white cheddar kettle chips used to be my favorite chip, and they discontinued them. Those bastards. It was a forest green bag. They were hotter than any. I used to like them salt and vinegar chips. Those are always kind of tangy. Shane, those are good. I just saw them in Quick Trip in Atlanta the other. What do you do leaving the house? Get a mask. About to switch to some pineapple green tea. I never got into the green tea. I tried it and just it didn't do it for me. I'm good with coffee. I've made my own beer plenty of times, but I don't drink hardly anymore. Uh, if I open a beer, I'm going to wake up with half of it on the coffee table the next day. Iced tea, I've taken up that more, but I do my iced tea differently. Down here, they're going to boil it, right, and make a big pile. I stick it in a jar, leave it on the porch, come back the next day, bring it in. That's good. No muss, no fuss. I needed gas and smokes. All right. I'll get off your ass about it. How about that? So, we've got troubles coming down the road, and we need to come up with plans and methods for keeping ourselves going. Probably going to be income related. We'll need to find ways to make a living or at least supplement whatever income we have. If we do it independently, there's a lot more risk. To do it with a group, it's a whole lot tougher because, well, first off, everybody wants to be in charge. Everybody wants to be heard, and not everybody's ideas are all that good. And there's a lot of herding cats. We've got a highly, and I mean highly, independent-minded culture in the United States. We all demand to be heard. You need to listen to my idea because I know what I'm talking about. Chances are you don't, right? If I'm listening right to the way these people are talking over here in chat, first off, most people can't cook, right? If it wasn't for takeout and dine in, my brother and his wife would starve to death. Honestly, they can't cook toast. I've had, don't get me started. No, they can't. My sister's learning a lot. She's really come a long way. Something about having 3 kids and no good ex-husband. She kind of had to learn. Well, we got to put our faith in somebody. So why not put our faith in the people that have a proven track record of success and experience? Well, I've got this cooperative enterprise plan. Let me give you the link of that again, if I got that right. Let's see. There's the share button. Copy. I'll get you that link again here. Done. Yeah, because I honestly think it bears a lot of debate and discussion. There's a couple of points in there that could use a little more explanation, and I think one probably needs to be changed altogether. But for a plan to organize people and get them all at least on the same darn page, I think it's viable. First off, it deals primarily with food, and everybody needs it, and everybody's currently spending a lot of money on food. And I think it's going to be a lot more money as far as a percentage of their income being spent on food. So we got 3 primary purposes to this project. We want to make money, we want to save money, and we want to get more value for the dollar we're already spending. So, well, let's focus upon food because we've got skills that most people already have. They might not be very good, but at least they can peel a potato or an apple or dice an onion. But let's face it, a lot more people are out there experienced with food than are experienced at object-oriented programming. So let's focus on the food because the demand is in place, and because it's in place and the money's already being spent, we take our risk and bring that down. Okay, so we have the 3 simple parts, which is a farm where we grow it, a kitchen where we process it, and a store where we sell it. Now we've got a couple of hundred families already involved. These are the core of our customer base. This is the core of the employee or worker base, right? Just because you work doesn't mean you get stuff for free. You got to get that idea out of your head already, right? I mean, if you're picking berries and you're eating as many as you're picking, you're not doing anybody a favor. So there will need to be some training, some changing of thought patterns here. We can't have, 200 chiefs. There would be an overall project manager for the place, and the folks would vote for that. Probably be some other offices. A bookkeeper tends to be a bit important. Quality control, probably a kitchen manager, a farm manager, store. Well, it depends on how busy the store gets. And then, of course, there's other projects that come into play. That whole thing started with the idea of a pizza shop. Okay. In the U.S., there's about 4,000 people for every pizza shop. So I got to thinking about the pizza shop, and what if you could get a bunch of people together? Because, all the equipment you would need to open a pizza shop costs about $20,000, $25,000, with what you need for leasehold expenses, for paperwork, documentation, licenses, fees, ingredients, stock, supplies, an open sign, security deposits on, let's see, rent, utilities. You're talking $50,000 would open a pizza shop in this town. Now your town might be different depending on the rent, but $50,000, well, geez, that's doable if you have a lot of people involved. And I came up with a number 200 because that was the limit on the number of people in an S corporation. It's a sub S. And that also is dependent, I think, on statutes in each state. But if you had 200 people that all pitched in on the pizza shop, that's $250 a piece. huh, this starts to get affordable real quick. So then let's focus instead of focusing on people that have $250 to invest, let's focus on people who are already buying pizza, right? You're already buying pizza. I know one guy say, Jimmy, you go out every freaking week. How much money you spend on pizza, in a month? Well, he takes himself, his wife, his two daughters, and his wife's mother. She doesn't remember it, but she goes along and has some pizza. So they got 5 people go out to eat every Friday night or Saturday night if he's working Friday night. And they probably spend $100 each time they go out. Salad bar, pizza, some little snacks or something that's in there. The mozzarella sticks are pretty good. Soda, tea, and they probably spend 80 to $100 a week for the 5 of them to go out to this pizza shop. What's that in a month? You're talking $400 to $500 a month that this guy spends on pizza. Well, he's making good money, but Jesus, my house costs $500 a month, and I don't pay that anymore. I own it. What if you could take this guy and say, Jimmy, we want to open a pizza shop over here. How about you jump in, and then instead of buying pizza over there at Pizza Hut, you get it at your own damn restaurant, right? And doing the math on this, it works out that a couple of hundred people spending a couple of $100 a month that they're already spending would easily keep the place open, right? It's going to pay the staff, it's going to pay the ingredients, it's going to pay the leasehold. You might not make anything, but you're even. So now you got the rest of the general public. They come in, and that's where you pocket the bonus. That's where you pocket the profits. But you got 200 people, 200 families involved, and every one of them has a vested interest in telling their mother, their cousin, their brother, their best friend, their people from church, people from high school. They'll call up people they haven't seen in 30 years and say, dude, you got to get over to the pizza shop. It's the best damn thing in town. They will tell the people at church, the guys they bowl with, the Cub Scout groups, oh, you need 20 pizzas? Get down here to local pizza shop and order your pizzas there. And you cannot buy that sort of advertising. Can't do it. Where's my sexy haircut picture? I had it here, but I had so much stuff I had to take it off. Let's see if it's still here. Where's the start screen? Is that it? Nope. What's this one? No, that's not it. I think I had to take it off. Yeah, I had too much stuff on here. What's this? What the? Nope, that's not it. Here's a seal. Okay, that's not it. What's this one? Oh yeah, there's another project we got to get going. There. Get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. Okay, it's here somewhere. It's probably on the hard drive. I'm sure it is. Big T. Oh, stop it. This is Big T. And Ida, Ida Herring, she makes the hats. She makes quilts. She made a quilt for Big T for his charity auction for the Susan G. Komen Cancer Foundation for breast cancer. And they raised almost 7,000, over 7,000, but after shipping and stuff, like 6,800 and some ungodly amount. A hell of a thing. It definitely put the coin committee on the map. And he just had another one, a benefit for somebody going through some hard times, and Ida made another quilt. And what was that, $750? It was a bunch. It's a beautiful quilt, but it's the heart that goes into it that makes a big difference. Takes 5 years to make a profit with a restaurant in my town. Well, maybe if the people who own the restaurant were all from that town. Look, the whole idea of the pizza shop was your top 4. What do you got? Hungry Howie's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's. There's another one out there, Domino's. Right? You buy a pizza from them, that money goes to corporate headquarters in wherever, Chicago or Louisville or some other place. With the owners being local, the profits stay local. Are you following me here? This is a relocalization plan. Now, that's what started was the pizza shop. But what if you took the next step? Um, Geez, we got 200 owners here. It wouldn't take a whole lot to set up. You already got a cooler. How about we just start ordering our milk through the pizza shop? You know, because every time you go to Walmart, they only make a quarter, but they're going to take that quarter and they're going to send it to Arkansas, and that quarter leaves the local. What if, we just took our milk and bought all our milk from our own shop? Because now you're looking at 200 families, 400 gallons a week. That's another $100 a week, $400 a month. Just doing that produces another $5,000 a year. Huh. Okay, we got pizza. We've got, what else we got? We got flour. We got sugar. We do milk, cheese. How about cold cuts? It's starting to get to a point we would actually need a little place in that pizza shop to process the goods for these 200 families who would be buying their stuff through their own company. Cheeses? Yeah. Do you use mozzarella cheese at home? How about shredded cheese, shredded jack, shredded cheddar, shredded Colby, sliced cheeses? Do you use any sliced cold cuts? Because you can buy, these blocks. They're 5 or 10 or 20-pound blocks of cold cuts and just cut the damn things yourself. What if you take it the next step and just buy the damn brisket, boil it right there, and make your own damn pastrami or your own damn corned beef or your own damn roast beef? You like it really rare, really well done? Because we can do both. Huh. Yup. I can cut a steak, take a big piece of meat like this, just big, and if you have been in the restaurant industry for any time and have some skills, you can carve these steaks out of that thing, trim off the fat, save the fat. It can be used for other things. Tallow, okay, and trim your own steaks. Now, when you buy bulk cuts of meat, you're talking $5.99 a pound, and you're going to lose 10 to 15% trimming off the fat, but you're going to get $10.99 a pound at the supermarket. Okay, we want to make money, so let's buy the meat for $5.99, hire a guy to carve it, and then sell it for $10.99, because we're spending that money now, but now the company makes some money. Who are we going to hire? Well, hopefully somebody in the group has that skill. If not, well, we could hire somebody from outside the group. We can train up somebody from inside the group, send him somewhere so he can learn the skills and bring them back in. And now we've added steaks to our product line: steaks, cold cuts, cheese, meats, dairy products, butter, milk, sour cream, all this stuff that we currently buy at the supermarket. We can buy it from our own business. And then I got into the idea that when you don't really need the pizza shop aspect for all this stuff. You just need a processing kitchen. Okay, a stove is handy at some point. You don't need it immediately. When you get the stove, that's when you get the hood and the Ansel system, but don't need that immediately. It'd be handy to have a station where you can process your dry goods: a table, a scale, some cleanup stuff, 3-bay sink, mop, bucket, that usual thing, shelves. A cooler comes in handy when you want to start getting into cold items, cold cuts, cold meats. I can slice it, I can dice it, I can weigh it, I can pack it, I can stick it on a skewer and sell you kebabs. And still I haven't cooked a damn thing. And we can do pretty darn well just buying in bulk, processing it, repackaging it, and selling it to ourselves. And we don't need the $50,000 pizza shop. We barely need a $20,000 kitchen. But then you get into the idea of information, right? We have the internet at our disposal. Do we need to buy the sugar and then repack it and then sell it? Or do you just get the people organized and say, who wants sugar on Saturday? Let me know by Tuesday. And on Wednesday, you add it up, order what you need. It comes in, you package it, and it's sold. So your risk is reduced. You're buying what you can market. You're buying the stuff and it's already sold. So you've got rapid turnaround. All right, you buy it on Wednesday. It's paid for on Tuesday, and they're going to pick it up on Friday. Huh. So the information available lets us do more with the limited funds. It lets us turn the product faster. If we start getting the word out, right? Uh, you, me, them, us. Everybody starts telling their mother, their brother, their cousin, their neighbor, guy over the fence, the guy at church, the guys they bowl with, the people in their t-ball league, all their kids' friends, parents, the bridge club, and say, hey, we got a pretty good deal on coffee this week. You should come on down. Or I could pick some up for you. Huh. And start getting the general public in there. And it can, no, I never sleep, please. Never, ever. This is making my head hurt. But this is the power that 200 people would have, 200 families, because it's not just people, it's whole families. And you can get it started for a small investment. We're talking $100 per family would get the project started. Now, I gave you the link. I'll give it to you again. There we go. Ta-da! There it is. There's the whole damn plan. If you want to add pizza, you could do that. But what if you could add tables and chairs? Okay, Friday night, we're going to have a spaghetti and meatball festival. Right? We got 60 tables, or we got 60 seats available. We could do 2 seatings. Okay, and it's you and me and us and our neighbors and friends, and everybody's involved in this. So it's not like anybody's, unknown. These would be friendly people getting together with other friends and having a spaghetti feast. Geez, you're talking $8.99 per plate. You get a salad, you get garlic bread, you get spaghetti, you get meatballs. What do you like, tea? We could do that. Tip your waitress, because that's going to be, Bob's daughter, right? You got Jack's kids working in the kitchen washing dishes. Somebody cooking who's done that, and we can now set up a dinner on Friday night or Saturday night or both. Huh? And again, rather than dining out, you're spending that money in your own business, and you're surrounded by people you know. Not Amish. Relocalize. We're relocalizing this. Instead of taking our money and sending it to Olive Garden so they can send it to corporate headquarters in, I don't know where they located, Memphis or something, or we go to Denny's and they send it to South Carolina, or we go to KFC and they send their money to Kentucky. We keep it local. The owners, that's us, we're local. We're the customers. We work it. We own it. We reap the rewards. We reap the labor. You want to create jobs? This is a way to do it. And we can do it with a tiny investment. But we need a lot of organization. That's the hard part. If you can organize a couple of hundred families, you got it. And it could work. And anyway, there's the link, and check it out. Cut it up. Find a way to prove that plan doesn't or can't work. And then I'll adjust it accordingly. But these cooperative enterprises, they're proven to work. Usually the only reasons they fail is because something went wrong, or somebody stole all the fucking money. All right, so you have some controls in place so that can't happen, or to reduce that ability. Colonel Sanders, KFC, they got these farms. It's nothing but chickens with no bones. They're just flopping around, poor things. That's how they get these boneless chickens. They're all cartilage. They just hook it and rip out all the cartilage. Feathers go with it. They got a machine that dices the whole rest of it, drops into a box. It's quick frozen. They mail it out. That's how it works. It's quick. It's beautiful. All right. So we got we get this farm going, and just a few acres of land is all you would need. You can grow a lot of vegetables on a few acres. And down here, the acreage is I don't know, 3,000 to 4,000 bucks an acre, maybe 5,000 bucks per acre. And if you want more land, it's really a whole lot cheaper. When you order me a pound of the boneless chicken, yeah, well, we can do that. We can get chicken. I mean, if you want to get a lot of chicken, you can get it for a really, really good price, an insanely good price. Uh, 40 cents a pound by the ton, and probably better if you get more volume than that. Geez, if you got 200 families involved and everybody takes 10 pounds of chicken, that's a ton of chicken. Huh. Now, if they're paying supermarket prices, they're paying $1.50 a pound. You get it for 40 cents a pound. So the difference, that's going to cover a whole lot of labor and offer a little bit of return for the investors, which is us anyway. Yep, Coin Q&A live Thursday night. Yep, it's on the hat. I love my new hat. Where's Ida? Ida made my hat. Ta-da. All right, what else can you do with this? Okay, you ready for this one? I did the math on this one. I think this is the funniest thing. You get them soda cans. They're aluminum. They're recyclable. A lot of states, they got a deposit on there. Okay, they're going to send those back. Florida, we don't have a deposit. And I ran the numbers, and in this county, it's something like 18 12-packs per year per person. 18 12-packs? Okay, that's going to be beer and soda. Maybe the monster drinks. 18 12? That's what? A 12-pack and a half each month per person. You get a family of 4. That's like 6 12-packs of soda and beer. Perfect. What? Okay, I don't care what you're buying, beer or soda. The can is aluminum, and in today's prices, you're looking at 2 cents per can if you take them back to the recycle center. If you could organize a couple of hundred families to gather up those cans, which they're currently throwing away, they cast them off to the landfill, and that 2 cents is lost. But geez, 18 12-packs per year per person, it adds up pretty darn fast. And it's just, bring the cans in, drive over them with a truck, or, put one of them 12-year-olds in charge of a crusher. And here's your job for the month is crush cans. And let the kids handle that and use that money, you ready, for a scholarship program. It actually works out to about 3,000 bucks a year, what you can pull out of 200 families. It's huge. And that's the sort of thing we could organize. Then you have, what else could be organized? Okay. You get a library. You go downtown, you borrow a book, you take it home, you read it, you take it back. You borrowed the book, you got the information, didn't cost you nothing. We can set up a tool library. There are tool libraries in existence now. Here's the idea. Everybody pitches in, and you get, let's see, a ladder, right? Or say a riding lawnmower or a cargo trailer. And if you need it, you just, sign it out and borrow the cargo trailer. I've got a 5x8, a flatbed cargo trailer, got the rails on it, got the tailgate on it. It's not covered or nothing. And I can load up, bales of hay, the big round bales, loads of stuff, and drag it along. Geez, if I had to buy another one, it'd be what, $1,000, $1,200? What if you could just borrow the darn thing for the weekend? Hey, Stephen, how are ya? If you had 200 families that all liked barbecue, then you can get them all to buy charcoal lighter fluid seasoning and Boston butts and briskets, and it would all have reduced cost. That's the idea. Yeah. organize the people, and you can do all sorts of things. What's common? Well, all food is common. It's not just the barbecue and the brisket and the charcoal lighter fluid and seasoning. Um, it's the milk, the cheese, the bread, the cold cuts, the cookies, right? Tomatoes, fresh, tomato sauce, tomato juice, carrots, fresh, frozen, canned. These are things that are easy to process, easy to grow. Now, particular soils, some would be better, in acid soils, and some are better in clay soils. But okay, there would be regional variations on that. But go beyond just the barbecue, because people use sugar, and you can buy sugar as a commodity in 2,000-pound totes, right? You can get flour in such quantity that they bring a truck in and pump it in. They blow it into your bin and drop off. How many tons of flour would you like, sir? Uh, and then depending on the size of the group is, the amount of savings you get, the way you handle it, the way you're gonna portion it out in bags. Do you do it in buckets? What's your method? Do you go with all recyclable containers? That's an option. You're making me brainstorm now. Good. There's the link right here. I'm going to give that link again. There we go. And get a discussion going on this. Because if we have 30 million people that need a job, right? What do we got down in this town? We got 60,000 people in the county. We got 30% of the people are suddenly unemployed because they closed the restaurants, the pubs, the drive-in movie theaters, the tattoo shops, and, well, whatever else they closed. What are you talking? 1,200 people? No, 12,000 people. It's a lot. It's a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to need to get back on their feet. Let's properly address these issues of massive unemployment and having trouble getting these small businesses back up and running. And by God, if we have to do it ourselves, then so be it. Let's put together a plan and make it happen. Food is common to everyone. It can be produced locally. If it can't be produced, it can be purchased and processed locally, right? I've looked at apples back in Maine. I come from Maine. And I did the math. And if I had a 25,000-pound truck, I could pick apples up there, or just buy the damn things already picked. And I can get them for 49 cents a pound. Down here, that same apple is $1.19 a pound. So what does it cost me in fuel to get that truck from up there to down here? And what then would I have to do to sell 25,000 pounds of apples, or whatever math it takes to make it happen? Because other companies are doing this. Well, if you had 200 families already in place and everybody took 20 pounds of apples, apple pie filling, fresh apples, applesauce, yeah, it starts to be real possible real quick. Now, do you have to get the same prices in the supermarket? Well, you're already spending it, so that's not going to hurt. You could probably save a little bit of money. You'll probably make a little bit of money, but you're also going to create some jobs to handle and process all those apples. It's not hard to figure out that if we take the economy back from these major distributors, these big box stores, these nationwide transportation companies, we can do a lot of good for ourselves. The average salad travels 1,500 miles to get to your plate. We're talking, romaine lettuce, iceberg lettuce, a few radishes and some cucumbers. Just to put a salad together, it's 1,500 miles. I can grow romaine, I can grow iceberg, I can grow red cabbage, I can grow carrots, I can grow cucumbers, radishes, tomatoes. What do you put in your salad? Chickpeas, I could probably do those. I haven't tried chickpeas though. But why am I spending money on distribution and transportation and migrant workers in California when I get people right here that need jobs, even if it's minimum wage, and they can get to it. They do good work, these folks. It's you, it's me, it's all of us. Look out the window. We are the ones who built that civilization out there. There's nothing we can't do if we can put our minds to it. And now we can create those salads right here. And instead of sending our money to corporate headquarters in Seattle or wherever, it stays local. There probably will be a lot of gardens this year. I've been getting my plants ready myself. I got like 150 tomatoes out there. They're getting bigger. I'll probably put an ad up on Facebook, say, what do you got in trade, or how much for a plant? Yep, much better homegrown too. Oh, they are. Our produce is grown, the produce you find in the supermarkets. It's grown not for flavor and nutrition, but for surviving transportation and looking good on display. Those tomatoes we get in the supermarket, yeah, they're beautiful. Not a blemish on them. And they taste like a picture of a tomato. You grow a tomato in your yard, and it's going to taste like a freaking tomato. Our tomatoes have lost so much flavor and texture over the years just because they have to survive long-distance shipping. Right? And they need to be picked green so they can ripen on the way, so when you get to the store, they're at the peak of ripeness and ready to go. You pick it off a vine, baby, it's fresh. It's ripe. You lose a lot when you set a tomato in a box in a dark, cool area for a month and a half and then ship it, over 40 miles of bad road. You lose a little something. But nutrient density has also taken a dive. We got a lot of these products that are grown commercially are pumped with chemicals, glyphosate, fungicides, herbicides, chemical fertilizers that may or may not be in the best interest of the guy who's going to eat that thing without washing it off. Herbicides sprayed all over it, pesticides sprayed all over it. You wonder why people get cancer so much? It's the food that they're eating. You grow it local, you can do a lot of things that can prevent the bugs. You got to spray the insecticides because you got 150 acres of just one crop, and it's a perfect breeding. Look at the freaking virus going around. You got 1 billion people in a city. Of course, it's gonna feast. The same thing works with the insects. You put a couple of acres of all the same crop, one after another, after another, after another. It's a perfect ground for these insects to thrive and flourish. Same thing with funguses, right? It's gonna just travel from plant to plant. But if you handle it at the local level well, you can plant some of your potatoes here, some of your potatoes there, some over there. So you don't have the same giant population of a single species that's going to support that giant population of a pest or a fungus or a disease. I've already planted 120 tomatoes, 50 green beans, 40 okra, got 170 potatoes, and I forgot what else. I put in, probably 80 carrots today. Yeah, I transplant the things. It's just easier for me because I can raise it to this big and water all these plants in an area this big before I put it out. I got squash, turnip, spinach, just started the chard, maybe a dozen potatoes. They sprouted, and I figured, okay, I'll just chop them up. So I got a dozen potato plants going. Let's see. Collards, yellow squash, zucchinis. And not too many cucumbers. They're not performing well. Let's see. Carrots. What's on this side? Okra. Peppers are getting ready. They're getting close to put in. And a few other things, I'm sure. Look, I'm going to take a break and run over to stir the beans. for just a minute. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So I got some peas, but I'll probably only get seed out of peas right now. It's getting warmer. 2 months, let's see, April, May, July, June 1st-ish. I won't get a whole lot of peas. And it tends to get kind of dry and hot. Peas are better for cooler. I should have started those, 2 months ago. I'd be fine. Let's see, what else is out there? The peppers, they'll thrive. I can't stop a pepper from growing around here. It's kind of, we're getting to the hotter season for brassicas. I got to pick up some cowpeas. I haven't started the green beans yet. Huh. Yeah, just keep working on it. 17 peppers, jalapenos, and Carolina Reapers. Really? Are you gonna what? Make some roasted pepper sandwiches? I like a nice sweet bell pepper. Maybe a little something with some extra heat, like a jalapeno works good. Some chili peppers for some chili, for example. But most of the peppers that I use are going to be sweet bells. I can eat those, and I don't have to, put the fire on my ass out. Yeah, but everybody's got to try the Carolina Reaper because how hot could it be, really? Wait for it, buddy. Oh, you poor bastard. But tomatoes, they are all purpose. I like those ox hearts. I've really gotten to like those. I think that's just a better freaking tomato. The taste, the texture, uh, they hold up beautiful. I like Romas for some things. For paste, they're real good aroma. Let's see, for slicers, they're actually pretty darn nice. They're firm and they hold up. But if I'm going to do like a stewed tomato, aroma works really well. Beef steaks, it's hard to beat that for a sandwich, but I like a nice sweet tomato. Jeez. Instead of the one that tastes like a picture of a tomato, it's just not the same. Yup. Beef steaks might be good for a juicer, just because they're bigger. But I don't really drink that much tomato juice. I'm more of a coffee lover. All right. So, if you could organize a couple of hundred people, what else would you include for income generating opportunities that would benefit these folks? If you had a couple of hundred people, and a lot of them worked at the farm or at the store, there's quite a lot you could do that could, benefit the group, such as the tool borrowing. Geez, you pitch in all together, everybody spends $1, and you get a big stock pot. These are pretty damn handy, let me tell you. Everybody could use a big stock pot when they have their own family spaghetti feed. My sister didn't have a big stock pot. I said, how the hell are you going to cook this item for Thanksgiving? I'll just use 2 pots. Okay. It can be handy. I've had some spaghetti dinners in my day, and it's pretty darn handy to have access. You don't have to pay for it, you just have to borrow it. Hey man, let me borrow that 5-gallon pot. I gotta cook a pile of spaghetti. You know, it's handy. Uh, and geez, it just saved you. If you borrowed it, it just saved you $75. And you just need to borrow it. And if you got 200 families, somebody's going to probably borrow that 30 times a year. What if we could borrow a couple of picnic tables because you got a family reunion coming, right? What if we could borrow an extra refrigerator because you got a wedding you're planning for and you're doing all the cooking yourself? Borrow a refrigerator? Yes, that's the sort of thing we could do. What if you could borrow a truck for the weekend? Geez, you want to haul some furniture, or maybe your kids moving to college and you need to haul, what, a bed, a beanbag chair, a dresser, whatever the hell you're hauling. A truck comes in pretty darn handy. Can you share a truck? You probably could do that. Maybe you'd want to work on qualifying people that they can drive a stick, or understand that this thing takes diesel. Make sure they know. I want some seedless tomato plants. Well, where would you get the seeds for that? Hard to get around here. A seedless tomato plant is going to be a hybrid. So you're going to be paying top dollar for that for sure. And what's wrong with tomato seed? They're good. You can probably grow tomatoes from the seeds that you get at the supermarket in those tomatoes that taste like a picture of a tomato. Oh, okay. I now understand. Okay. So you might do better with a sauce that's gone through a food mill to remove the seeds in the skin. Yeah, that's another issue. I don't suffer from too many physical ailments, so I don't pay attention to those things quite so much. Yeah, that would do it. I know some people who've diverticulitis. Oh man, it just screws them up. They'll be in pain and screaming from that thing. Yeah, I don't quite understand it. I guess some food bits get into a fold or pocket or gap or space in the intestines and does something that it shouldn't do. And I guess it's not flowing through easily, and it starts to fuster and raise hell. Yup. I do put out some pretty proud flatus. I'm proud of it. But no diverticulitis. My brother has an appendix out. I was convinced he just wanted the attention. Yep. Now, you got 200 people, 200 families organized into this. And some people will have skills that other people don't. And that's understandable. It's the way the world works. Nobody knows it all. Everybody knows their own little corner of it. Maybe this one knows how to bake a great pie. Maybe that one thinks they know how to make a great pie. And we want to make some pies for the holiday. How do we go about selection? Do you just say, okay, you make your pies and you make yours? Because one of them is going to be good and one of them might not really be that good. There would be some investment put into product research with each new product. Geez, do you like Jane's apple pie or Jack's apple pie? Oh, you make 2 pies and try it out. And it's not hard to try it out. Somebody's going to be willing to test it. But you'd have to be objective and, go after those qualities and features that are going to make it distinctive. Because all too often it's easier to make it bland so we can sell more. And I say try the other way. Make it bold. You might not sell as many, but they're going to come back and get another one because these bold items appeal to people's palates. They appeal to people with particular tastes, and they can't get that sort of thing somewhere else where it has been, blanded down. Make it bold, make it special, make it artisan quality. Plus, they're going to pay a better dollar for it. But if you can get the general public to come in because you have a good quality product, same cost as a supermarket, but maybe they like the idea that it's a local operation owned by hundreds of local people, operated and worked by hundreds of local people. You can draw in more market share just because it's local money. The people that earn the money, they're going to go to other local businesses. They'll go to the local hairstylist and say, hey, come on down, we got a great sale on tomatoes or some darn thing. And you're going to find that loyalty is going to come back and boost the entire operation. What's this say? It sucks? Sorry, Vern, you got it too? I guess it's more common than I'm familiar with. Look, I don't get out much. What if you can get into cheese making? Do you get your own dairy cows? Sometimes you get into some ideas which are a bit more capital heavy, capital intensive. Geez, vegetables are quick and simple and easy. You can do a lot with them. You can do a lot of stuff with just a kitchen to process the goods. Canning, drying, freezing, packaging from bulk into smaller amounts. And instead of sending our money to corporate headquarters, we keep it. Instead of hiring people to work the fields in Encino, California, we hire ourselves to work the fields right here in town. That's what relocalizing is, and that's what's going to be needed for a lot of these towns over the next couple of years in particular. But if this thing's going down now, we need to get these plans out. We need to get the information out. So that's where I'm at. Okay, look, I've been on for like 2 hours here. I'm getting a little winded. Let's see, what's it? Oh, wow, almost 3 hours. And people are quieting down, it looks like. Okay, I think it's time to call it. Look, I'm going to add the link to the spreadsheet. Nope, to the document, the plan. I'm going to add that to the description below the video in just a moment. And life is good. Go through it at your pleasure or your leisure, whatever you like better. I know you have the time. Pick it apart. If you see a glaring problem, let me know. There's one, I have it marked, and you'll come across that. It may work in some cases. It may not. Well, the whole thing, it has to be fluid, and there's a certain dynamic nature to it. Maybe it'll work in some places, but won't work in others for whatever reason. It's not written in stone. If you want to put together this sort of operation where you are, geez, good luck to you. I'd love to stay in touch and see how it's working. But what if we had multiple cooperative operations? Let's say down here in my town, we are able to put together this cooperative enterprise. And up where you are, you've got a similar one. I think it would work that we could put together a message board and a communication system where, hey man, I got a problem with this. What have you done to solve it? And other people can chime in on that. I'd take you as a business partner. Well, I'm down here in Lake City, Florida. So what you got? Look, I got some more ideas, and we're hoping to bring those up, but we're still looking for getting the database up and running, and then we have some more projects to develop after that. Yeah, but we got plenty of ideas. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough out there for the next couple of years. Let's take action now rather than have to react later. Uh, and we can, well, we can all improve our situations. Okay, guys, I want to thank you for coming on in and listening to me rant all this time. And I'm going to take off. You have a great night. Stay groovy and stay safe, okay?